enjoy the show after the beep.
Hey everybody, it's the show that you've all been watching to listen to have.
Watching to listen to have in the morning.
Guys, if you want to have this show forever and for it to not go away, there are ways that you can download MP3 files from YouTube, and then you could burn that onto a CD, and you could just have it forever until the CD runs out. You gotta watch out when stuff runs out.
Got a gorilla.
That's the gorilla sound. That's. Oh, it was.
You ever see a gorilla beat its chest? Okay, Tim.
What is this show? In it. What have you been? Where have you been?
Where have I been? Well, I've been doing it. Well. I've been doing it.
Doing it right.
We're doing a morning show because we're just a busy boys this weekend.
We're in the morning.
We're in the morning. I have to work tomorrow, and I'm not used to that.
This is chronic nonsense in the morning. You have to work tomorrow is true
Monday.
Because it's Monday.
Yeah.
So do I.
Most people
Man,
work
that
on
sucks,
Mondays.
doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And I work 10 hours. I work 10 hours for 4 days in a row,
Which is upset about tomorrow.
It hasn't even happened yet. So this is how you feel.
So
on
do you
every
normally
Sunday.
work 10 hours?
No, I normally work 9 hours. I'll do Tuesday through Friday 9 hours, and then I'll do like 4 hours on Saturday.
So why do they have you bumping it up? Or is this to compensate?
It's to compensate for
Gotcha.
for having to go on
to the Parchler party.
Going to the Parchler parties. So you already spoiled what my bachelor party is the Parchler.
Yeah, it's Parchler. Hey, everybody, get shot.
What?
Get a shot in the arm
Oh, okay.
of
It's
the
good for you.
drugs to help you sleep in the morning.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Go to bed. It's the morning.
Good morning. No, what was I saying? What were we talking about before? Help me.
You're taking more time at work
Yes, I'm
tomorrow.
taking more time at work which is weird because they were like, that's what I first requested.
Yeah.
It was like Tuesday through Friday, 10 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, we can't really do that. How about 4 hours on Saturday? And then I was like, all right, that's kind of weird, but I got used to it. And Saturday doesn't really feel, it just feels like I have something to do every Saturday morning.
Yeah.
But that's it. But now that they're like totally cool with me, they were like totally cool with me just like switching my schedule around and stuff like that. I was like, oh, well then what?
Like, why did this matter before?
I think they just wanted someone to work on Saturday, but every time
I work on Saturday.
Every time I come in on Saturday, I'm like, well, I don't. It's not a lot to do. It's just me continuing what I was doing the day before.
Yeah.
So,
see, that's where. So, my boss asked me if I would be willing to. He said it's up to me, which is a problem because I don't want to do it.
Because now you have to. Now you have to do it.
Well, and I have to decide if I want to do it. He was like, I'd like you to work some overtime to finish up some stuff for our company website and stuff like that. Because we have so much stuff going on right now at my job that I never have time to do things that are just for our company. I'm always working on stuff for clients.
Okay.
Which makes sense.
It does make sense.
But
There's
my boss is like, we gotta get some of that stuff done, and you're never gonna have time to do it. So I'm thinking, like, if you came in on a Saturday and worked a Saturday, like we could do that for a little bit, if you wanted some extra money. And then he was also like, or you could stay until 6 every day, and then the last hour of your day could be like, we'll focus on stuff for us. And I'm like, man.
How much do you get paid? I guess you can't say that on here, but
I mean, yeah, I can't.
You get paid well?
I get paid pretty all right.
Okay.
I'm happy with the money I'm making.
Okay.
Could I make more money as a graphic designer? Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Because that's what I'm like. That's where I'm like, because that sounds like that's graphic design work type shit. You know, where you're designing stuff for clients. You're the only person who's doing it, and you have to also do stuff for the company. It's like, well, then that sounds like you should be compensated more than so that I know overtime is good. That's good, but like if you're still getting paid by the hour, it's like that. I don't know. To me, that sounds like a salary.
He's been talking about changing that. Actually, he's been thinking about making changes to that, but I'm honestly worried because he's been looking at maybe doing it like a commission based thing based on the jobs that I do where I get extra, and I'm like, I don't think I really want to do that because like that'll be great right now, but then if in a year
it's like
we don't have any clients for a while, then it won't be great.
I hate commission.
So I'm like, I really don't want to do that. I would much rather stay hourly if my other option is commission.
Yeah.
Now, if it's hourly plus commission, like what I did at the barrel company, then that'd be maybe worth it. Because
you're still getting an hourly wage.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because at the barrel company, it was like if you had a minimum that you had to meet or whatever. I don't think we even had a minimum that we had to meet, but it was just like, you know, you're doing the work, right? But then for every barrel you complete, which that's not the only thing we were doing, but for every barrel you complete, you get like an extra however much money on your paycheck. And it was like, I mean, it was good. It was nice.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, that I could maybe be on board for, but I don't know.
I forgot you worked at a barrel place where you made barrels.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was an experience that I'm glad that I have and so glad that I'm never doing again.
Me too.
Yeah. But
I'm so glad you have it. And I'm so glad I'm also never doing it
again.
again.
You're never going to do it again. Oh, here's a thing that I was thinking about that I should have talked about on the last episode.
Did that sound make you think of it?
It did. I went to the Fraser History Museum last weekend.
I think we talked about that a little bit. Was
and
that before or after the podcast?
It was after the podcast.
Okay.
And you know what? I don't want to talk about that. I'm going to cut this out.
All right.
I'm not going to cut this out. Hey, everybody, check it out.
Hold on.
Check this out.
Use this as the edit. Or use me saying use this as the edit as the edit. We're not going to make it more complicated.
We're going to... Okay. Well, can we use this as the edit?
Yes.
Or are we going to use that as the... That can be the edit.
We're back.
What if this was the edit? What about that? Do you think that's a good... You think that's a...
I think that was perfect.
We're really good at time.
We're really good at this
podcast
thing. Oh man,
time and podcast.
Can you imagine if I had an actual soundboard? That thing I've been wanting for years that I won't invest in because. Go ahead.
I can't imagine.
I have a computer at home that I don't use.
Yeah.
I don't use it, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Oh. God.
How do we get?
What were we talking about before? You were talking about your job and my job.
Oh,
and
we've done that before.
We have done that before. That you worked at a barrel place.
Barely a place.
Barely a place. That's what it was called.
You ever been somewhere that was just almost a place?
Yeah. Barely. All right. Okay. And now is the time where we segue.
Segway time.
Where are you taking me for my bachelor party? Are you going to spoil it on the podcast?
I'll spoil it on the podcast. We're going to Binsville, Bin.
Binsville, Bin.
It's in North Flipper, and it's my favorite little town.
North of Flipper.
It's in North Flipper.
Flipper, Pennsylvania,
and they've got a big lake with a hat on it.
They got a hat on the lake.
A hat on the lake. You can't even see the lake. The hat's so big.
What?
Yeah.
Like a paper hat?
Yeah, big hat. I don't know.
You don't know if it's made of paper.
Yeah, big hat. No, paper means big in Bin.
Oh, we're going to North Flipper, Pennsylvania.
Binsville, Bin is
in Binsville, Bin?
Yeah.
That's a state?
Yeah.
Or is that a country?
No, that's a it's a timeshare, really.
Oh. So we're gonna be
Binsville,
in the we're gonna be in the Binsville Bin in North Flipper, Pennsylvania.
Exactly. Yeah, you nailed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is in the United States of America.
Well, I mean, not the continental United States, but yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Pennsylvania fell off the land.
Fell into the ocean that's a couple states away.
Pennsylvania just floated away one day.
Oh man, good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. They can secede from the Union if they like.
If they want.
Can you imagine if it was Pennsylvania that was seceded from the Union for no reason?
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Like, what state would? It's Texas.
Texas.
It's Texas.
Texas is a big boy.
They've tried to do that multiple times.
Texas is a large boy.
It is a large boy.
Biggest boy.
It's not the biggest boy.
It's a bigger boy than I am.
It's not bigger than Alaska, I'll tell you that.
It's not bigger than Alaska.
And I remember feeling like an idiot when I was... Do you remember that?
When, I
feel like everyone learns what the biggest state is. Maybe it's not everyone. Maybe it was just me. But everyone learns that the biggest state is Alaska because someone asked, what's the biggest state? And everyone goes, Texas. Because it's
like,
big.
you're stupid.
And they go, actually, it's Alaska because if you put it right here, look at it.
Actually, it's Alaska because you're stupid.
Have you seen... Dude, you know what I didn't realize? That maps, bro, they're crazy.
Yeah.
Like... The size comparison, like the way that just how the earth is shaped like a sphere, they'll like put one country next to another and you'll be like, whoa, I didn't realize it was that fucking big.
Yeah.
Next to that.
It's really deceptive a lot of the time.
Like Russia is big. It's the biggest one, but it's not as big as you think it is.
Yeah.
Because you look at it, you go, what the fuck? What the fuck? How is that all one place? That's crazy. But then they put it like next to another thing. You're like, oh, that is bigger, but it's not as big as it looks on the map.
Well, and then the answer is because nobody else wanted it.
Yeah, it's cold up there.
They're like, you know what? They can have it. We're all right. And Russia's just like, yeah, it's fucking ours, bitch.
I'm going to look up country size comparisons. You know, a visual bit sounds really good right now. So that's what we're going to do.
Plot.
The plot. We watched a movie recently.
Was it?
I don't remember.
Was it long?
No, it couldn't have been. Did we watch a movie?
Was it faster than you thought it was going to be?
Man, I feel like I watched 2 movies recently.
Did you watch 7 movies recently?
Maybe I talked about it. If I did, maybe I didn't.
Maybe you didn't.
Did I talk about watching Dallas Buyers Club?
No.
Okay, I watched Dallas Buyers Club.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what Dallas Buyers Club is?
No.
It's the one where Matthew McConaughey won an Oscar.
Oh, well, I would believe that happened.
It's the only one where he won an Oscar for.
I would believe that.
Yeah, it was good. It was about AIDS.
Okay.
It's a good movie. It's cute.
Is that what the Dallas Buyers were buying?
Mm-hmm. AIDS.
Wow.
No, it's based on a true story, believe it or not. I was watching it and I was like, is this real? Did this really happen? And it was. And I thought it was crazy because
that is crazy.
What led to like a lot of the like help with AIDS and stuff like that were these buyers clubs, because they like the whatever it is, the CDC, is that the name of the okay, they like had this one vaccine that was out that like didn't really help with it and did more damage, right? And it was a story about this guy who had AIDS who was like, you know, fuck that. He was like an ex-rodeo guy. It was like, fuck that. I'm gonna do my own shit. And so he like finds it. He like kind of smuggles it from across the border illegally, and people have to pay like $500 to be a part of this club where they get all their treatment, right? And they start feeling better.
Oh.
And it was apparently those clubs, from my limited knowledge, is what led to a lot of like work being done on AIDS stuff, not like stuff from the CDC or the government. It was like through those people, and they ended up shutting them down and shutting down a lot of those things. But
Of course they did.
through all that, they learned more about AIDS and were able
That's
to
cool.
fix it. Yeah, it was a cool movie. It was a
Yeah.
good movie. Anyway,
And then the other one you watched was Cars 2.
it was not Cars 2.
Oh.
We had watched Frozen. That was what it was.
Really?
We watched Frozen and another. And when I was watching it, because I hadn't seen it in like, I don't know,
Yeah.
11 years.
Raiden?
Rident. It's my favorite kind of gum. Rident gum. I hadn't seen it in a long time,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I was like, I'll watch it again. It's a good movie. It's a cute movie. It's good. Disney does a good job sometimes.
Yeah.
Don't like. I've talked about it ad nauseum, so I probably don't need to talk about it anymore. But the how every Disney character
the way
looks the
they're
same.
animated now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the animation, like the 3D animation, if that's where they want to go, that's fine. I'm cool. There's a lot of cool stuff they're still doing.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
My only problem is the characters' faces. Like all of the characters' faces and designs are the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I know that was kind of what it was, but no, it wasn't.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know, Sleeping Beauty's face and Cinderella's face don't look the same.
that's fair. That's
Yeah.
a fair point.
Yeah. But like,
Yeah.
Ariel's face and I guess Tiana's face don't look the same as what I was going for. Never mind.
You also
That is
hit
correct.
the nail on
Yeah,
the head. That's accurate. And I'll tell you what, the frog's face different than good old Brom
Go ahead.
Gaston.
Brom Gaston LeFou.
Yeah.
That was the original title. So yeah, Gaston and Brom Gaston. Who was LeFou?
Yeah.
Because he's a goddamn fool. LeFou.
Oh, I get it.
LeFou.
Oh, I figured it out.
We watched half of that too the other day. Beauty and the Beast.
No one fucks
We-
like Gaston.
No one fucks like Gaston. No one fucks like Gaston. He puts penis and stuff in. Eats raw eggs like Gaston.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
you watched
Anyway.
half of it.
Anyway.
You watched half of it, but
Anyway.
you didn't finish it.
Anyway.
You didn't finish it.
Anyway, no. Yeah, we didn't finish it. We didn't finish.
Just
Bored,
couldn't?
I think. Yeah, whatever happened. Not that the movie was boring. I think we do
Just
that a
wanted to
lot.
do something else.
I
Yeah.
can't tell you how many movies we've watched half of, and then
Yeah.
we went, nah.
Yeah.
Superbad was one of them.
I've watched half a movie a lot, but I always come back and finish it a day or two later.
See, I'm bad about that though. Like
Yeah.
that's if it's me we're watching, we stop halfway through. And most of the time, I'll be honest, it really isn't my choice to stop. There's a couple that for sure, like Superbad was my choice. A couple others too, but a lot of the times she chooses. She's like, actually, I don't feel like watching a movie right now. I don't
Yeah.
want to watch a movie.
Yeah.
And then we're like, cool. And
Yeah.
then, but I'm never the guy that's like, hey, let's finish that movie.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck about doing that.
That's fair.
Especially with Beauty and the Beast because I know that movie. I don't need to see it.
Well, and I usually don't stop because I don't feel like watching anymore. I usually stop because there's something else I need to do,
Sure.
or like I'll be watching a movie alone, and then Tia will get home, and so we'll go do something together.
Yeah.
And so it's like that's why I've stopped. So I'm always like, oh, I really want to finish that, you know. I mean, that's what I did with Interstellar. That's why I stopped that one because like that one is long, but I was gonna watch the whole thing, but then I just didn't have time.
Yeah.
So
Dude. Okay. So this is going to change the subject a little bit, but you know how I've been playing video games a lot? Like a lot, like since like last summer, that's what I do when I have free time. I don't watch anything. I just play video games.
yeah,
I think I broke Emma down to the point
yeah?
where now she's doing that
wow. All right,
because
all right.
because I
That's
told you she was
fun.
playing Hogwarts, right?
Yeah.
It's fun. I like it. I miss my PS5 a little bit, but
Yeah.
I still need to beat my game. So, you know,
Yeah,
it's only then. But it's our PS5. We own it. We're together forever. So anyway,
nice save.
yeah. Thank you. She doesn't listen
I
anyway.
know.
So she doesn't give a shit.
That's good.
But she was playing Hogwarts Legacy and
Yeah,
loved it. It was like the first game because she doesn't play video games. She only ever played like The Sims, Animal Crossing. And that was it.
Yeah.
So nothing like with combat.
Right.
And so she loved Hogwarts Legacy. And I was like, well, maybe because she finished it before I could even get a third of the way through fucking Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Because that game is long.
Long game.
And she was like wanting another game to play or something because she was kind of bored. So she restarted that. And I was like, what if you played Skyrim? You know, that's fun.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, maybe I'll do that. And she's been struggling with it because it's a lot of new combat stuff she's not used to. Mm-hmm. But she played Skyrim yesterday for like 10 hours.
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
10 hours. Longer than I can play video games for.
Yeah.
Like the last time I did that was Pandemic.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I hated it.
That's probably the last time I did that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Skyrim's got a way about it where it's once you get in,
Skyrim got away.
it sucks you in.
Yeah, that makes sense. It seems like the kind of game that would really do that to you.
Mm-hmm. It's like once you get used to it in some way, some people probably don't have that problem, but I imagine that if people are used to more modern games and then they play Skyrim for the first time, if they were to play it for the first time, it would take a second, but
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand
it
that.
did not take her a second at all. She got immediately sucked in and was like, I'm going to do everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
don't do the Dragonborn if you do the Dragonborn, don't let me see it. I don't want to see that stuff.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
that's the only thing I haven't done because I decided to mod my shit and it doesn't work with that mod.
That sucks.
It does suck. No fun. But yeah, she's been
That's
doing
cool.
that.
Yeah.
I've still been trying to beat
That's
Tears
really
of the-
cool.
I've only done one of the like whatever those phenomenon things are.
Oh yeah.
You know, Divine Beast, but not.
Right.
I've done one Divine Beast technically.
Yeah. I haven't done any yet. I just did the because I'm only playing every other day.
Yeah.
Too. So I'm like, because I'm still playing Red Dead every other day.
Yeah.
So I'm just
switching
back and
out.
forth between the two. But I've just unlocked the towers. That's as far as I am.
That's what you do. I kind of do that as I go.
No, I haven't unlocked any of them. I just unlocked the ability to unlock the towers.
Oh, I see. Oh,
yeah, like
okay,
I've got the glider now.
Holy shit, dude! This game is
Long game.
There's so much more side. I don't know if you've seen, but they have side adventures and side quests.
Yeah, I did see that.
Side quests are the things from the last game where it's like, find me 5 mushrooms, please. And you go, okay.
Give me a weird hat.
Yeah, stuff that it's like, all right, there's probably like a few of these that are like, hey, these are interesting side quests. And then the others are like, give me a hat that you can find anywhere.
Yeah.
But those still exist, and now they have a bunch of different side adventures too that are just like everywhere you go, just something's popping up.
I mean,
and
that's
it's like,
cool.
I can't. It is cool, but
It's like, dude, I gotta beat this game though.
I know, and it's like you could just ignore it, but for some, I don't know why. I used to be good at it. Like for Breath of the Wild, when that was happening a little bit, I'd be like, nah, but it's happening all the time. It's like, by the way, you could also do this. And I'm like, I need to do that.
Yeah.
Every time there's a shrine, every time there's a fairy, every time there's a dog, I gotta pet the dog.
See, that's the only way I got through the Ezio collection was just skipping all of that stuff. But it's easier to do in a game like that, I feel like, because it doesn't feel as bad to not do.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, well, what he's doing for the story is important, and time matters. And then like all of the side stuff isn't like in your face. It's just on the map, So if you don't go there, there's nothing that's like, hey, and so I easily just skipped all of it.
Yeah. And in Tears of the Kingdom, it's got a bunch of stuff in it that's like all the side adventures and stuff have like, they'll show you like what the reward is for it. And you're like, actually, I kind of want that.
I would like to have that.
I'd like
That's
to
cool.
have, that's cool. And I'm like, shit, well, I
Yeah.
don't want that. I want it to be easy on me to be like, No, you don't have to do all these other things.
Yeah.
I have not even touched there's a whole underground area, and I've literally, anything that's come up about like, oh, you should go check that out down there, I go, no. No,
Yeah.
it's too much. There's too much. It's fun. It's really good. I think I'm just terrified that I'll get bored and stop playing, and that'll be a hard game to get back into.
That's fair.
Because like you were saying, that tutorial is very long.
Yeah, yeah.
And
see, and that was my thing. I thought about starting it again from the beginning because I'm like, well, all I really did was the opening stuff. Like, I didn't even get to like any of the real story happening. And then I was like, you know what? I can figure it out. I'm early enough in here that I can figure it back out. I'm not deep in the game, so it won't be too hard. I don't need to replay that. I don't need to replay that right now.
You don't.
So yeah, I was glad I didn't. But I do. There are some cool visual things that happen in it that I had forgotten about.
Oh,
like
yeah.
he had a couple of flashbacks to things that happened for a second, and I was like, oh yeah, that was cool. That was so fucking cool.
Yeah, and that is where they explain a lot of the like new mechanics.
Yeah.
Too. That's where they explain basically all the new mechanics, which is like
a lot of the initial times that you're using those, like in the shrines and stuff, it still kind of tells you what to do. And then I remembered enough from it that I wasn't totally lost.
Yeah. And there's that also not just those mechanics, but also like the stuff with the Zonite.
Yeah.
Like, and what those do and how they have dispensers and like,
yeah.
Dude, I really they give you so much of that stuff along the way, and I literally don't touch it because I'm like, it is cool, but it's gonna distract me from doing to beating the game, which I want to do.
Yeah,
and the story is good. I like what's going on with this. I think it's definitely more interesting than Breath of the Wild. So it's like, I want to keep doing that, but. Even though Breath of the Wild is very good, it doesn't need to have that much story. It's fun.
No, it's a great game. I want to replay it sometime, but not soon.
I think the opening, not that like the end of Breath of the Wild is bad at all or any of the other Divine Beasts, but like I started, like when I first played Breath of the Wild, I went all the way up into the Zora domain with all the fish people.
Yeah.
That, like, after I completed that stuff, I was like, I don't know why, but that was the most satisfying thing I've ever done in a video game.
Yeah.
And then you had to do it 3 more times.
Oh,
and it's like, these places aren't as interesting to me as the Zora were and like their history and the story that they have there.
Yeah.
With like their champion and stuff. I was like, this is fucking interesting. So, and sad.
Yeah.
That one was the saddest one. I didn't feel sad about any of the other ones.
That's fair.
Especially that damn bird. Fuck that bird.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's his problem?
Get him out of here. No more birds.
The Rito stuff is better in Tears of the Kingdom.
I would believe it.
It's weird that they start you out there.
Yeah.
They don't, obviously. You could start anywhere, but...
Gotta watch out for that burrito stuff. Sorry, I just got...
Bird-rito.
I just got hungry. Me.
Me. It's a good singer.
Me.
Get stretched.
We're going to have to let you go. Talk to you next week. Goodbye.